Hi, friends. Sometimes life happens, and sometimes life can happen very quickly. And in today's video, I am going to share how I use thought management and a few key strategies to stay organized both digitally and mentally when things take an unexpected turn, because let's be honest, it's life and things often take unexpected turns. So this morning we found out we need to temporarily relocate out of our home due to an unexpected, of course, but very serious mold issue. And we just got back from over a week's long vacation out of state, and we leave next week for another trip, although my husband and I will both be working during that trip, but this week is packed back to back with work and clients and all the life things. But here's the thing, life happens. And sometimes we just have to figure out a way to navigate through it with as best, practicality, thought management, and organization as possible. So here is how I manage both the practical logistics and also the mental load when everything gets, flipped upside down. So the pragmatic side, my calendar is my lifeline. My calendar holds everything, every appointment, task, phone call I have to make, grocery store run that I have to do. And this is really helpful because when life throws a curveball, I can go right to my calendar and it holds everything that I'm supposed to be tackling for today, tomorrow, the weekend, the whole week. It's, a place that I can go to that holds everything. So the process that I use immediately. First, I check which clients do I need to reschedule. Then I ask myself which tasks can be deleted, delayed, moved, any appointments, what is not pertinent to do right now or as it's put exactly on the schedule. Then I identify what needs to happen today. What is a non-negotiable that has to happen today. And finally, I make a block for a time that I can sit down and revisit the rest of my calendar in a more thorough manner as needed. Now, I don't always do these items in that order necessarily, but those are the items that I address immediately. And this quick triage really helps me keep you moving forward with clarity and not chaos. And also in circumstances like today when there's a lot of logistics and moving pieces that need to happen in a, really time-sensitive manner, I will also carve out time on the calendar to address those immediate things. Finding a hotel, what do I need to pack, food, things. So I will also add time on my calendar for that as well. So the second part, and probably the more important part of the matter, is mind management or thought management. So in moments like these, my brain offers up all kinds of thoughts. This is overwhelming. Why is this happening? I feel so stressed. There's too much to do. Worried about what my clients might think for last minute rescheduling. What am I going to do for my work? All the things just spiraling down. Not necessarily helpful, right? So one thing that I've learned, through my own coaching, through working with coaches, although these are normal thoughts to have, I like to take a pause, take a breath, and ask myself, what thoughts can serve me best right now? Thoughts like, this is manageable. Just do it step by step. Do the best I can with what I know. I think Marie Forleo has something like everything is figure outable. I say something similar. There's always a solution. And one of my favorites that I've gotten from my coach, Brooke Castillo, is, I can do hard things. Glennon Doyle might have said that. I'm not sure. One of the greats, right? I can do hard things. So I've handled hard things before. I can handle this one. I can do it again. And sometimes if I'm feeling, resourced, if I'm feeling mentally, grounded, I might even stretch it even further and choose to think of something, like this as an adventure, a little bit. What if there's something fun to be had out of this situation? Or what if there's a really cool learning or growth opportunity? Now, I'm not suggesting that in times of, high intense or stressful situations, like you have to or should, find the bright side or whatever. But if I'm in a place of, having good mental capacity, I might stretch further to also, find some growth in the situation at hand as well. So If life has thrown you a curveball lately, I hope this video helps you feel a little less overwhelmed. And I just wanted to offer some practical tips and guidelines that I use to stay grounded and organized in times of, pivotal movement as needed. Because, as I mentioned earlier, life is always going to happen. And I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. And I will be back next week with an update and more tips on how to stay digitally organized. All right. Have a great week, friends. Bye.